Hello and forgot. Fuck.
Hello and Forgotten Paths.
Hello and
I
welcome to
forgot.
Forgotten Paths. My name's Noah Downs. I'm your GM. I'm here with three individuals who need no introduction, but we'll get them anyways. They are Sam, Sachi, and Austin. How are the three of you guys doing?
Good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Wait, will people actually hear this like close enough to the new year?
This is coming out next Monday.
Slay. You love to see it.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all, we're seeing Sachi and Austin on the show for the first time, and Sam, I've missed you dearly.
I thought you were about to say for the first time. And I was like,
for the first time
in forever. Actually, this is the first time we've really recorded video too. So yeah, for the first time seeing you on the show.
You can be Hans. That's who else you can do.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good.
So you got to explain the backstory on that. Sam thinks that Austin looks like
Flynn Rider.
Yeah,
and not right now, but
yeah, when I first met him,
the curated vibe of Flynn Rider.
Sure, yeah,
the essence.
Yeah,
it's an
general
general vibe. General vibes. But yeah, y'all, so we're here to record an interlude episode for Forgotten Paths. We're just going to kind of talk about the season so far, our reactions to it and whatnot. If you are not caught up for the first 25 episodes of Campaign 2, spoiler alert ahead. We'll probably also talk about Campaign 1 in the miniseries a little bit, so just kind of be aware of that. But spoiler alert for Campaign 2, episodes 1 through 25.
Whoa.
Crazy. But yeah, y'all, welcome. Speaking of 25, welcome to 2025. Before we dive in, let's talk about where we can find y'all, what you're doing on the internet, etc. So Sachi,
hi.
Say words about yourself.
I'm saying words about myself. Hi, my name is Sachi or Versachiko across the interwebs. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me doing things and stuff on the platforms. If you really want to find me, you'll find the links. I don't gotta go on about all of them. My usernames are different everywhere, and it's the worst.
I love that for you.
I don't.
just Google Sachi.
Yeah, just Sachi.
Well, yeah, if you Google that, what's gonna come up?
A lot of anime characters.
It's
a Japanese name.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wait, Sachi, you're gay?
The general audience doesn't get this very niche inside joke that Sam and I have. That has left Sachi. Our friend group. It's not true.
I looked it up and it says here on the Google search, Sachi. It says,
It says gay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm a known woman kisser.
It was right there.
Also, listeners, you don't have permission to use that joke. That's okay.
Yeah, you don't. Sam, speaking of, how are you doing, friend? Tell us about yourself. What have you been doing?
Gay.
Yeah, we're
two are true at the same time.
Yeah.
But so first and foremost, I am Sam, pronounced she, her. You can find me on Twitch at Seum, Seum, and everywhere else on the internet at just Sam, JUSTSEUM. So I work for Wounded Warrior Project, and my job is basically to produce actual plays. So more TTRPG content, create one-shot D&Ds for fundraising purposes for Wounded Warrior Project for our warriors and their families. So they can use anything and everything resource available to them, all at no cost. And I really appreciate my team. But that's why I also had to pull out of season 2. And now y'all know that I died.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, yeah. Okay, there you go.
Wait, you did? I should really write that into the story.
I feel like that should be like a major plot point.
And Key went to night-night.
Yeah.
She was the last one to go into that sweet good night.
Me.
But yeah, we miss you. I'm so proud of you for everything that you're doing and all the good that you're doing in the world. Like, for those of you who don't know, like, Austin was the best man at my wedding. So Austin, we'll get to you in a second. And Sam, like, if Sam and I had really known each other in 2018, like super tightly.
Are you about to make me and Austin fight?
Oh no.
You would have had to gauntlet fight for best man.
You would have both been in my wedding party, and
Wow.
it would have been the best.
I would
D&D
kill
ever.
a suit. Are you kidding me?
Oh my
Austin,
god!
we might have competition.
I would have kicked out nobody.
Just tell Aaron to add another one. Did y'all have it even on either side?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I would have
somebody else.
I would have kicked out whichever one's not listening to this right now.
A true test.
Good answer.
I'm safe.
Text them all. Hey, you all have until next Tuesday after this releases to text Noah so he knows which one didn't listen.
That's right. And Austin, man that needs no introduction, but probably actually should get one. Talk about yourself, friend. What do you do?
I eat small Reese's chocolates before answering questions. Most of the time. Yeah. I have all the Christmas candy. I'm like, I gotta at some point dispose of this somehow.
In your mouth.
In my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm of course the producer editor of the show and have the delight of diving deep into everybody's EQ and compression settings and loudness levels.
I would never scream into the mic during this recording for you. I would never do that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Austin's also an accomplished filmmaker.
But yeah, that's my main thing actually is being a filmmaker and video editing to pay the bills. But yeah, I that's the deal. I've got a few films out in the festival circuit right now. And we'll see how they, you wait for those notification dates and they sometimes hit them and they sometimes don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get told no a bunch, but you do get some yeses and the whole thing goes on. Yep. But it's that's my main gig. But every week I'm delving into each of these episodes and yeah.
Can you tell people by their frequencies?
I can tell certain certain waveforms. Like you can tell certain words, especially like mainly I know it for Noah because Noah is of course the one consistency throughout all this. And so I can usually tell again, like we'll be going through a recording and you've started recording and there's like 5 to 10 minutes, I think one time of just like chatting before you actually started the episode. And so I just go through and I look for the part where only you're talking and I find like that waveform that is the hello and welcome back to Forgotten House, and
that's where we
just
kick
find
off.
that point, and I've gotten really good at that. I can just
I
scroll through and be like, that's it. And
I
then,
also edit. I find there's always like at least 2 beats of silence before in any production. There's always the 2 beats of silence before they get into it, and I look for that 2 beats, and then usually it's like sometimes 10 plus minutes that are cut from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll go all the way through and just be like, all right, that's all done. And they're in the episode. Like that's all I have to worry about.
In the first campaign, there was one point where Kat tried to jump ahead of me with hello and welcome to Forgotten Pats. And she successfully did it. So I don't know if did that throw you off?
I think I made it in. Yeah, I think I kept it.
God.
I think I kept it because it was a fun.
Of course, that was way fun.
Fun bit.
But you also, in addition to editing, you also have another role.
Oh yeah. So I've been that's mainly the Ernie that's been coming around and telling you what's happened before.
I love him.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
This seems like a cousin of Cabo's somewhere.
Yes, actually, yeah, very much so. He's a little kobold guy that
he is.
Originally, I think when we back in the day we did like a run through kind of the original campaign 1. This is like very early pandemic, and Noah was kind of trying out the
concept of an amnesia campaign.
Of the amnesia campaign, right. And we had a lot of players who didn't know what they were doing. And so it was a good introduction in that, as they learn things about themselves, they learn what that is on their character sheet, yada, yada. It's a good introductory thing. But yeah, I think I was basically the Cabo equivalent of Ernie. And so, yeah, but now, we've brought him. So that was my voice for him, which is really funny because Ed also chose this like New Yorker gruff accent, and we both found our ways
New
there.
York
Noah told him to
in a vacuum,
I gave him a couple of voice notes, but he picked it immediately.
He nailed it, and I was just like, great minds.
It was It was awesome.
I
It
know
was
sometimes
phenomenal.
you see a little red lizard man, and you're like, he's got a New York accent. Clearly,
Yeah, of course.
he like lives at the Port Authority. You know, like,
Yeah,
really.
I love having you do those last time ons. And the reason we have you do those last time ons, just to start diving into the discussion, the reason we have you do those last time ons is because
Please tell me.
campaign 1, please tell me why. Why do I have to do that? In campaign 1, you and I spent so much time going through and listening to every episode and then like picking out like a TV show or like a reality show or something where it's like last time on, and then we'd go through and find all the audio spots from the previous 50 episodes, the 20 seconds that were relevant, and then get like a 6-minute last time on and edit it down to like a 3-minute one so that people didn't just skip through it. And so it was much easier.
And there were times, I think, because you were listening to the listening to the raw, which of course gets cut because of what we were talking about before, the 10 minutes that's just, you know, you guys babbling. And then also, like, you know, how long the previously ends up being on that episode and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going back to those projects, to those files, and your time codes didn't line up. And it's just, oh, like,
it was a mess. And so what our solution was this year, because that added like 2 hours of editing time.
It was like almost as long as it took to edit the rest of the podcast. Yeah.
I just said, Austin, as the editor, you know, we're 5 months ahead on recording the show right now. And as the editor, it's nuts. Like, we just recorded episodes, they'll be coming out in mid-May. And so we took a moment and I said, Austin, you're the one that has the most flow through. You have this character. Why don't you just recap as Erdy?
And
so
it's great because as someone who listens and has a shit memory, but also listens at night, and so sometimes I do fall asleep. Cause like I'm like lulled into a slumber. Like I'm listening to the story that my friends are weaving. It's really great, but I'm also an exhausted human being. So there are details I miss because I'm like listening to it half asleep. And so getting the recap, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that happened.
Yeah.
Great. I know what's going on now.
I love that.
Without it, I would be very lost. Without it, I'd be like, wait, what do you mean that happened? Like, what do you mean a character died?
Wait, what, a character died?
What is what was it? I think I had a whole like character choice, I think, when we came back with the episode after Sam died. I was like,
I died?
Like what?
Oh man.
Oh no.
He was like, I had already just be like really forlorn and just like really depressed and just be like, I don't have it in me today, you know.
I'm tired.
I don't have the spoons to do this, you know. He was just struggling. He was having a bad time.
I have too many forks.
Too many forks, a couple of knives, but no spoons.
Yeah.
That's like a teaspoon, maybe. Well, so kind of, you know, we got 25 episodes in. We just ended with a funeral episode as I kick my green screen behind me. Jesus. So kind of like reflecting on the journey so far. Obviously, as the GM, I've been fingers in the pie all over the place. But what kind of moments or episodes have resonated with each of you? Like, and what kind of makes those kinds of things stand out? I guess it's kind of aimed a little bit at Sam and Sachi a little bit more because Sam, you were in it, and Sachi, you just listened through it.
I listen to my friends do cool things. I mean, that's like always the epitome for me is seeing. I mean, it's doubly so because these are my friends playing this game, so it makes it a little bit more interesting for me. But like, even if I didn't know who you bitches were, it's really interesting to see as any game goes on, but specifically this one, the different character choices that are made. Like Locke is insane, like a little bit, like
Certified.
Dude, like if it like spoiler alert, if it was like, hey, do this thing, and Locke went, nah, I'm gonna go try to fist fight death. Like, what are you doing?
Fist fighting death.
Yeah, God. I mean, he got clocked for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam?
What was the question again?
Can you please repeat the question? What kind of moment or episode resonated most with you? I kind of feel like I would know what your answer might be, but it surprised me maybe.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
Hey, this is kind of the place to do so.
I think that my favorite bit, especially playing in both campaigns and various characters, with one with memories and one not, I really like the aspect of waking up a little taller.
Yeah.
With Kiri and season 1. Yeah, because that threw me off for a bit. I was just like, why does he keep saying this? Ed and I are both looking at each other like,
Why am I taller?
yeah, like, why is this the part of the campaign? You're just like, oh, you woke up and you feel a little taller. And it's like, woo!
Okay, good for me.
And you did it consistently for a while before there were larger reveals, which you should go listen to season 1 if you haven't.
Yeah.
Because
God,
that
that was so
music
much
campaign.
fun.
My first and only campaign like that. It's really cool.
You know, it's interesting. We might have elements of that coming in campaign 3. Spoiler alert. Not that it's planned out. Oh, we're only halfway through campaign 2.
Yeah.
God.
But spoiler.
Yeah, but you're halfway through campaign 2 with 5 months recorded in advance, which is insane.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Sam, kind of touching on that, having played in both campaigns, how is your perspective on like the overarching story, since it's all in the same world and your 2 characters kind of evolved, 3 characters actually, because you also had the miniseries character. How's your perspective on the story and those characters evolved, especially, you know, experiencing your first character death, like the series' first real like main character death?
Forever night. That was a lot of questions in one question.
It's in the Google Doc. You need to refer to it.
In this essay, I will.
Well, you asked more things before that, so that's where I'm just like, wait, what part do you want me to answer?
All of it at once. Word vomit. Go.
Oh, I cannot do that right now. My brain is not working this week. As for losing my character, is she really lost?
I mean, I cried.
I don't even know. But if you know anything about Shatterkais,
I want to say that scene with Key, obviously we had to have conversations ahead of time. Like any table, when you have something like that, you have to be prepared for it and make sure everybody's on the same page. So you and I kind of knew what was happening. Drac and Taffy didn't know at all.
Pop and Locket.
Pop and Locket had no
gosh,
idea.
Does he call himself Papa or like Priest?
Padre.
Pop
Oh my gosh.
and Lock. Oh no!
Pop and Lock.
Oh shoot, that's amazing.
I am the key to it all.
Yeah, but it was a big moment for me as someone. One, you're like, I love working with you. You are insanely fun to play with, and you bring an X factor to every single game and every single session.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Yes. Who else would he be talking to?
I thought I was talking to Sachi for some reason, but this is very sweet.
Yeah, and so when we were going through that scene, I had to like prepare for it, like emotionally prepare for it, and just focus on being the GM in that moment and telling a story, because I felt like I was saying goodbye. I felt like I was saying goodbye to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was a lot.
I mean, I was texting Sam preemptively because I knew, because I'm friends with Sam, and by the time I started listening, Key was already gone. And I knew that. But I hadn't gotten there episode wise. And so when it got to around, I want to say episode 20, 21, I was like, I don't remember which episode you die, but like it's 20. It was, no, I remember I was on episode 18. And I texted Sam being like, I'm getting preemptively sad because I know Key's about to die and I love her. And this is going to suck. And then in the dark of my room, when I finally got to episode 20, I think I texted both you and Sam a picture of me crying because I finished the episode and went, God, guys, damn it.
I'll be honest, that music from Megan really kind of sold the moment too. Like Megan crushed that.
That's incredible. Well, Noah, actually, I want to bounce that question to you though. How was it with your first player death?
It was tough. It is something where, you know, it's a reality of the game is that, you know, there are player deaths. It's just we didn't have one in the first campaign. I think the closest that we had gotten was you died but you came back. And then we had like I killed off Taffy's miniseries character as like a joke to begin the campaign too. Yeah, those who paying close attention I killed Taffy's character. But it was really
Beautiful
tough.
funeral.
It was tough because I felt a sense of like duty to you.
Oh,
Yeah, I felt like I had to make sure that the death mattered and that you knew
ooh.
that the death mattered. And that I felt like if I'm going to burn a resource like this, burn a resource of having this person at my table every session and everything that you bring, I need to get everything out of it that I can. And
Oh,
it was one, giving you the right send off. It was two, doing it in such a way that it was going to affect the other characters.
They all got trauma now.
Whoa, yeah.
yeah.
Baby boy
And-
locked
Hearing y'all trauma
broken.
bond while I was at PAX, like walking to get badges. Just Ryan,
Yeah.
man, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because
I
it
mean,
means I
you
did
had
a
an
good job.
effect. Yeah, you had an
Yeah.
effect.
You did a great job. You did a
Thank
phenomenal
you.
job. And it's, it's a testament to your ability as a player that you were able to sell it what you did. And it was
I appreciate
perfect.
that.
Now, but for me as a GM, like making sure that I honor that resource and get everything,
Mhm.
single thing out of it and make sure that it matters and then it affects everybody else. It raises the stakes. And I do think that we were able to do it because the next episode was introducing Andy's character. So we gave everybody, we introduced Burnus. So we gave everybody
Yeah,
a
and then you
breather.
immediately gave him a baby.
I know. Well, that's because Andy had just had a baby and I was about to have a baby.
Yeah.
So we needed to have an excuse for
baby
why we're going to hear
fever.
crying. Yeah, I know. And so then it literally took 4 episodes for the team to recover from your death, which was not on my table at all. I wasn't prepared for that. But I had conversations with Drac and Taffy and they were like, yeah, we need to keep processing this before we move on. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So, and then we had your funeral. Hopefully you go back and listen to that at some point, Sam.
I have.
Oh, good. Yay.
I listened to my funeral. I'm cool like that.
Yeah, I
cool. So-
died.
Uh,
I was like, yeah, Sam, die, baby girl. You're doing it.
let's go.
Death consume you.
Slay, literally.
Yes.
God. Quick question for you, Austin. So you
Sure.
have a lot of different hats.
Sure.
You have the role of producer, editor, Erdy's voice. What's been like the most rewarding or challenging part of bringing the campaign to life from that perspective for you?
I don't know. I mean, again, the culmination of trying to kind of time out the death scene. I think because like you guys and you especially, like I think will leave long pauses for effect, which is great. But sometimes then it is like without any visual, it kind of it starts to sort of like is my microphone broken or is my my earbuds broken? But so I think like trying to find the right balance of like what's going to kind of keep interest, keep it moving, what's going to keep pace, but also allow that that the emotion out like you said. I mean, they even needed time to just process, like the emotional processing time, allowing those moments to hit. And I think that was definitely interesting because a lot of times I'm cutting the ear out with like combat. Combat's the biggest spot I take out, because you're rolling dice, you're doing math, and so it kind of just kills the narrative if you don't, if you keep all that in. And so but again, like trying to find that emotional moment, and then you gave me the music, and find where it fits, and I mean, like I think I put it where I was like, let me see if this works, and then it like timed it so perfectly. So it was just it just kind of all fell into place for the most part. Yeah.
What's funny is I thought there was a chance when I put this question in our Google Doc that you were going to come out and say, God, Noah, you were just all over the place with your suggestions, and you call me every Sunday night to see if the episode's up and recorded and ready to be distributed. And that's been so challenging, just not to kill you.
Not that I don't kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
I do. I bother Austin on Sunday nights. I'm like, hey, how's the episode coming?
I'll just kind of do it, and then I'm like, I just don't say that I've done it. So
Are you caught up? For these recordings?
I think I'm like 1 or 2 ahead of where funny, but yeah.
Noise.
But I usually am, I think Ernie for the most part happens like Sunday night. That's like that's my ritual is, before I get in bed, I'm like, let's, I've typed up I've left my notes of what we need to mention. And then, it's like, toss that on. Yeah, it's very funny.
Sachi, I got a question for you.
Oh boy, howdy.
So as a listener, diving into this kind of thing, what were some of your first impressions of this campaign? Like, were there any like themes, twists, or dynamics that kind of caught you off guard that you weren't expecting when you went in?
Well, I think from a production standpoint, in terms of like how you started each character off with their own solitary episode, really like that.
Oh, thank you.
Because you get to know them a bit more and where they fit into the story rather than just like, I'm here and we're together now and you're stuck with me. Like having this, I think, like almost destiny bound like connection of like you pull a number and now you're kind of stuck together rather than being like, y'all seem chill, I'll stick around. I think was really, really fun. I don't know. I really like Locke.
Yeah.
That poor traumatized hippo boy. Like he's
17.
Yeah, he's 17, but like also large. So like also played by
17
Ryan.
but large. Noted.
17 but large. He's also like played by Ryan. So my brain is struggling sometimes to go like, this is a 17-year-old boy, because also with like the trauma he's had, man's is fucked up.
We talking about Locke or Taffy?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, I listened at PAX. Taffy needed to vent and get some Samathy therapy. That was my way of saying therapy. It was
Samathy. I like that. That was good.
Samathy.
Well, he's what is it, an investigator like class?
Yeah, investigator class from Mage.
That's really cool because I didn't know that it's like a kind of such a class.
Well, it's from a different book, right?
Yeah, it's actually from Mage Hand Press's. Let me pull it up. It's a special class that they have. It's on their Patreon, etc. And it's Valdus Spire. Let me make sure I got that perfect.
Yeah, so that's cool too because I'm a sucker for like detective stories and like detective characters.
Yeah. What was Ernie?
Yeah. Ernie was a fighter. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the same as Cabo. That's right.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
because Rosalind.
I really like all the different like spells and other mechanics from like not just 5e that are being used because it does make it more interesting because I have the worst memory, so I can't off the bat. I mean off the bat, like Locke's entire class, it's new and exciting. It's not like the same old being like, I'm a rogue, man. Like you could still be a rogue, but you get more fun little things, And I'm like, ooh, what's that? That's fun.
It's funny. I'm actually looking, and Valdus Spire Secrets is right here in my stack. I was going to pull it out, but then it's under a bunch of other books.
Yeah, that's Jenga at this point.
Yeah. So
good luck.
It's it's been really fun watching him play that, and kudos to Mage Hand Press for creating such a cool class.
Yeah.
And, like the complete one is really neat. And so, we got permission to work with them, their clients and friends. And so they keep hooking us up with cool stuff. So
no, get closer to the mic.
They keep hooking us up with cool stuff. Are you just thinking about your editing later? Like you're gonna have to. He's like,
if he doesn't move up, this is not.
I was like, this doesn't sound as good
for me later.
Yeah,
this doesn't sound as good as it could. Noah, move forward.
Noah, can you move forward?
Noah, do better.
Are you using, Noah?
I'm using a Rode pod mic.
Is that what I'm? Mine's a
no.
Rode. Is it Rode or Rhodey? Is it Rhodey?
I call it Rhodey.
Rode.
It's Rode.
Oh, I've always called it Rode. Yeah, but Rhodey's cute.
Yeah, I call it Rhodey because
Rhodey sounds like groupie, but like different.
Rhodey mic.
It's like a groupie that's gross. It's a grody.
What? No, it's a Rhodey. It's my little Rhodey. Don't listen, Rhodey.
Now it's just turned into a dog name.
Oh no!
Well, you're talking right now, and it's kind of fugly what you're saying. You're gonna have to stop. How dare you think that that's a dog name?
My dog's names are Wicket and Nemo, so I can't really say shit. I love my babies.
They are adorbs. I've only seen photos.
Bring fugly back. I love that word.
Yeah,
so underused.
Classic.
Classic.
Whatever happened to it? It's not a word that became like non-grata, right?
Skibbity toilet.
Stop.
Oh, shut up. Actually,
I don't
Noah's
know.
Noah and I both just kind of died a little inside.
I
at
still don't
that.
know what that is.
Dude,
But we saw
it's
that
like
thing
a
at
YouTube
Target.
thing. It's like a
Yeah.
YouTube skit thing. I don't know. The 10-year-olds are into it, I guess.
That they're older now.
Now they're
Ugh.
Yeah, now they're 12. Oh my god, that's the internet. I hate it here. Sam, question for you.
answer for you.
Are there any elements that you wish that Key had more time to explore before she died? Any mysteries or anything in particular?
Falling in
Romance.
love.
Any
Oh my
regrets
God.
and what you could have lived and done. With
But
your-
Yeah,
also,
Sex.
no, she would
Just
never
so much
romance
sex.
anyone.
No.
No, I do wish that I could have explored more into that nurturing bit of Key that we didn't really get to see. So just a little like backstory tidbit about Key. Her personality, I think, came across pretty clearly. Like she was more lone wolf kind of gal. Got stuff done, needed to worked just to live.
Yeah.
Basically. But she had a really soft spot for kids, which is why whenever they went to the AAA tavern and they saw what's little
Jimmy.
panda?
Jimmy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kibo.
Kibo, thank you.
Kibo.
Yeah, but as soon as you saw that, if y'all listen, you hear how she melts into like, okay, now I need to be a little motherly and nurturing. It was the same with Jimmy, and it was the same with Locke, which is why I am proud of myself with the death that I did, because that attachment that she put on Locke bled through, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really bled through. Dude is traumatized.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
But
Ryan.
motivated.
Blame
but motivated.
Wants to literally kill Death. Goes to a library, goes, how do I murder Death?
Why are we
Well,
killing?
okay,
Why aren't
well.
we kissing? Let's kiss Death.
Well, fiction is this way.
Hey, you know what? I think campaign 2 should have more kissing, correct?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe we'll add some in later on.
Gay?
Sasha's gay.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, those two cats in the library are my actual cats. In case you didn't know that at home.
I didn't know that
The
at
cats,
home.
it gets weird, evidently.
Yeah, God, that's so weird. But yeah, no, I think that really came through, that nurturing aspect, which honestly, you being a mother, hopefully that's not a surprise to you.
What?
I knew that you were going to make that joke.
Sam, you're gay?
Sam, you're gay?
What? Motherhood to gayhood.
Wow.
It's a pipeline. It's a straight line.
This is my story arc right now.
Oh my God. But yeah, no, so I think that really came across really well, and I really enjoyed it. One of the things that I know that Sachi texted me about, a mystery that I think you might have forgotten about at this point, honestly, Sam, is why everyone's tripping all over the place.
I listened to the first couple episodes,
the deal.
and you were like, people are tripping, and I'm like, he's putting too much emphasis on a random trip. Hey, Noah, why are these people tripping? Still don't know.
People are tripping and you're getting taller. It's just what he does.
Yeah.
Why can't this happen to me in real life?
Right?
God.
I'm done growing. It's sad.
No, you're not. What are you, like? Yeah, I don't know. 10
I'm
feet
24.
tall?
I am done growing.
Okay, fair. So let me ask you this, Sachi. As someone who's got these fresh eyes on the campaign, what are you kind of most excited to see develop further? And are there any like themes or characters you're hoping might get more focus that we haven't explored yet?
I'm excited to see all the God stuff with Iffy, because there's clearly like they was all mate all words are so hard. Almater. That one.
Alt meteor.
Alternate meteor. Their deity. They had that severed connection thing happen. And they're back, and you described as well like the god like literally knocking on the door. So it's just seeing how that relationship between like patron and or god and worshiper develops. I want to see Locke get out his anger, but like in a healthy way, because I really don't think fist fighting death is going to work out for him.
Right.
So seeing if, Locke realizes, I know he's young, but like seeing if Locke realizes like, hey, you can't just go and like clock death in the face and think it'll be that easy. And then what the fuck is up with this cat? And also Burnus seems like trouble, but like fun trouble. So
Burnus is a lot. Honestly, thinking back to where we are in this campaign, Burnus and Locke are about to kill each other. I think there's this one moment.
You look literally.
Now,
it's not. I think it's like an episode like 24.
I love how fresh
they
you are. They
nearly come to blows.
Yeah. Yeah, like Andy says, I rolled a punch Taffy.
Yeah. Like Andy kept slipping a lot with like character names, and it was really funny because it'd be like, I want to commit violence against my friend, and I think like Andy was like, hey, Ryan, next time we see each other, it's fisticuffs.
It's so funny.
I thought that was really interesting because like you're introducing this new character, and then sometimes like they mesh well, and it's just like, okay, new friend. This one did not occur that way. This dude came in being like it worked out. Like it makes sense. Like this character does not know like the loss that has occurred, so they're not gonna be particularly nurturing or kind about it. It just kind of is what it is. So, but like the level of intensity that Burnus came in being like, I don't give a fuck. It was just kind of like, as a listener, like hearing how Burnus interacted with Locke and Iffy, while logically understanding Burnus has no context to try and be nice to these people, just like Burnus rocking up being like, I need help first. Fuck you guys.
Where's my butler? I've lost my butler.
Yeah, my butler. I need answers to all these questions. And then like just no care about what these traumatized individuals are going through. And then the individuals just being like, dude, fuck you. Fuck you. Every time Burnus is like, there was so many times Burnus was like, I need more answers, which like fair. So true. Shut up. So I think Andy played it very well because like Burnus is meant to be, at least from an audience perspective, kind of this brash, like rich boy. And he plays that well because I do want to punch Burnus, like as a listener occasionally.
Just cook.
Burnus needs time to figure out how not to be a dick. And I do hope he gets there for the sake of the little child he now has.
Yeah. Did you like how I just like bound that child to him like with a contract?
Yeah, I know. You started, he's like, sign all these papers. And I was like, what's Noah doing? Like this. Also, why is this dude signing them? Like I understand for plot, but also.
Yeah. It's literally to explain like, we have the baby in there in case like I'm holding my child Finn or he's holding his new baby, Dante actually. And it's funny because Andy's a newer player to D&D. This is, I think, the second time he's played. The first time was when in the other miniseries that he's appeared in. And so he's still figuring it all out. I think there's probably some times that Austin's cut where it's like, I say, hey, Austin, cut this. And I have to explain a mechanic to Andy. And
sometimes I'll just do it too. I'll just be like,
this is not good audio. So benefit to being an audio podcast, right? And so we've had those moments where we just go through and I explain things to him, but also he's really starting to fall in love with like the process of D&D, which I love, but also he just doesn't know how to do something sometimes. So he was like, I'm just going to make this character Dante from Devil May Cry.
Love Devil May Cry. Good reference.
And so that is who Burnus is. It's Dante from Devil May Cry.
And he's making like really bold character choices from what I've seen. I mean, starting out being like, I'm naked, just going like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and having that more intimidating personality right off the bat can be difficult for players as well. And I think that both Drac and Ryan have handled it so beautifully.
Yeah.
You have to be okay getting like pushed.
You have to know they're not intentionally like as themselves trying to upset you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
or Or
Go
you
ahead.
just get like Alex and he's just trying to break the game, like our friend
Yeah.
Alex who
Our friend Alex was in
he's one of
part
those
of the test
players who
campaign
just
for
like
campaign 1.
he's just like, I attack them. And I'm like,
I
roll
was
for
like, thanks,
initiative.
Alex. Thanks.
Okay,
I had
and
this
then
whole-
you're like, oh, take
We could have talked it out, but yeah, sure, you can stab him, I
you
guess.
take 13 points of
Don't be
damage for
dumb.
that's something,
Alex, you die. Are you sure you want to do that? I take it back. Okay, good. So, I have to rule Alex with an iron fist sometimes.
They're funny.
But yeah, God, it's been really interesting, like GMing with Andy, because he does make such bold choices. As someone who feels like I have to kind of be responsible for, the table and making sure that everyone's having a good time and that, everybody's feeling comfortable and safe with everything. I've had a couple of moments where I just kind of like, oh, okay, everything's fine.
Also use safety tools.
Yeah, exactly.
You do that very well.
We had to introduce early because I wanted to make sure that we had that safety net. It's super important. One of the things I want to kind of dive into real quick, and this is going to be a little tease out for Sam and Austin. Sach, you might not get as much of this. I've been, as the GM, campaign 2 is self-contained. You can pick up campaign 2 from episode 1,
100%.
listen to it in its entirety.
If I'm being honest, that is what I have done.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
Like,
a self-contained story.
I started one, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
tired.
And so
there's less episodes so far I campaign 2, and it's a lot more manageable right now.
yeah, there's 16 campaign 1, and then there's 6 miniseries. So
You're gonna crack up in season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already started. Now that I've caught up fully to 2 and I have to wait.
Ed and Kat are so hilarious. I was really happy to play with them.
And Drac was our first ever guest. But what I'm saying is the campaign 2 is completely self-contained. But if you have listened to the miniseries in campaign 1, there's a lot of Easter eggs and things that were set up.
No, I do get this though, because when I was texting you like, hey, Noah, what the fuck is going on? You just went, miniseries.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And there will be payoffs for them in campaign 2, but there's certain things that I've gotten text messages and calls, and our Discord people have commented in the spoiler section. They said, "Oh my God, I just figured something out because of campaign 1." And people in campaign 2 are going to figure it out. Like everything's going to be laid out there. A lot of it's already paid off in the episodes we recorded. But people are figuring out quicker because they were like, "Oh God, this thing happened. Was this related to this? Holy shit!" Like,
what was the deal struck?
Yeah, and I was wondering.
Unrelated question, completely. How old is Kibo? Because you said 30 in one of the episodes, but also that he's a boy.
So, Kibo is a panda warrior.
Okay. Yeah.
Kibo, I don't know if I ever really fully explained this in anything because it's not super important to the plot.
Yeah.
Kibo is what would have happened for those of you listening to campaign 2. Kibo is the child that would have been brought into existence if Sabishi and his betrothed Elena ever did have a family. And they didn't get that opportunity in any of the universes that ever existed. And so he is a footnote. Kibo is a footnote in the library of the city of Sigil. Of these two people exist in all these different universes. This is the person that would have been created from their union, never made out. And Cabo, Kiri, and Viessa find him on their travels after campaign 1 and send him back. Like say, "Hey, Rabbit, go take care of this kid. We found a footnote. We've made him exist. Now he's a thing. He's your problem."
He's not a problem.
And so, well, he's in better safekeeping with Rabbit. And so that is my little backstory for Kibo that I just realized will probably never come into the main campaign at all because it's not super important.
Yeah, because like when Sam was talking about Kibo being like a boy, but then I was like, I remember listening, and you said he was like 30.
Yeah, it's because those panda warriors they don't reach adulthood until like their 40s. And so that's actually a custom class that I made called the Fuafuan.
That's a big word for Elmo.
Yeah, it means fuzzy.
Shut up.
Are they the kings
fluffy.
of collywobbles?
Yes, they're the kings of collywobbles. It's this race of chef pandas. that just
Make
are
pineapple
nomadic
muffins.
and make pineapple
Ooh.
muffins and lots of cranberry muffins too.
Did
So,
anybody try to recreate the pineapple muffins? Why was it pineapple?
yes, it
Pineapple.
was.
I just thought of something really inappropriate, but like we can move on.
No, Sachi, no. But actually, we had a couple of people during we released we put up the recipe for Sabishi's pineapple muffins and cranberry muffins on our coffee.
Cute.
And somebody, James Williams, a dedicated listener, also proud supporter on coffee. Thank you
Shout
to
out
James.
Let's go, James.
James is awesome, and James actually made the muffins, I think, for like Thanksgiving or something.
Wow.
And gave them to the family. Absolutely loved them. Apparently, the recipe that Sabishi came up with was just phenomenal. We had several people do that. I think another person,
love
Josh,
that.
did it too. So
Wait, have you done it?
I have not made them personally.
Wow, you
Oh my
heard it here,
God.
listeners.
Wow.
Noah says, I hate pineapple muffins.
No,
Everything
might
that
be
I
too
say
busy
is a
to cook
lie.
or bake. It's fine.
Listen, I have so much going on. I have a child now.
Yeah,
A child.
cry me a river, Noah.
Yeah.
Okay. God.
What have I been doing?
Okay. To divert from this conversation, Austin.
Austin from Babies.
When you're doing Erdy's voice, have you ever just had like, or just wanted to like throw in like a cheeky or like a meta last time on tidbit?
Well, it's funny because I think at one point I talked to you because I was going to break the fourth wall in a big way.
Do it.
And I was like, I don't know if I should do it. And you were like, dude, you do it every single time you say like, welcome to Forgotten Past. Like, yeah. You're breaking the fourth wall every single time. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I had fun with that. And like, yeah, Erdy, like, to some degree, has like a little bit of a, there's a little bit of a, a sly nod to the camera to him.
Can Erdy say skibbity toilet in one?
Skibbity toilet?
Yeah. No, actually, that was all I needed. I don't think I ever want to hear that again. I don't know why I even asked for it as somebody who does not particularly enjoy that trend because I don't get it.
I hate that.
Oh man,
that's all the world needed of that. That can be it for forever.
You hit the R on that skibbity somewhere really hard.
That's what I say when I have too much coffee, and I say, skibbity toilet.
Arnar, Carfy.
Arnar.
I got it, skibbity toilet.
We are.
And people know what I mean.
Sachi.
Yeah, that's me.
Listener, Sachi, if you give feedback to the cast or me as a DM, like what would it be? What's been your favorite like aha moment or twist moment as a listener too?
Oh God, I guess it's super general because like you could take this like advice or thought or whatever the fuck you want to call it for literally anything. It's just keep making bold choices because those are always like that's always fun. That always has like a bigger payout. Like it's the same thing where it's when people are like talk about like character backstories, like no one who's happy is going to go like out an adventure and try to kill a dragon, right. So just keep making the interesting bold choices. They don't have to be the best choices, but if it leads to a better narrative, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know my Hobbit. She is on an adventure right now.
Okay.
And she's so happy.
Yeah, you sound really happy about it. No, like I mean happy people can go on adventures.
That's because we're 2 seasons in. She's been through stuff with that dragon.
Trauma. No, but I if you make bold choices, you get big consequences and that's just more fun to play with. And from an audience perspective as well, it's interesting to see like unexpected choices and then what comes from it. I mean, like Locke literally trying to punch death. Yeah. Burnus coming in super hot. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Me dying.
Key literally dying. I mean, Key dying made me cry.
It was a bold choice.
That was the boldest thing you could have done.
Huge, bold choice. No choice, big, bold choice. I mean, technically speaking, within the narrative of it, like if removing the fact that you had to go, it was a choice in a sense because your character could have exited without dying. You could have just been like, something else is calling me.
Could I have? That was a between a rock and a hard place moment for
I
me.
mean, you could have in
Yeah.
theory. In theory.
We had set it up for Sam to take a break. And actually, people listening back, you'll kind
dying
of see this.
wasn't what
Yeah.
we were gonna go
Well,
with.
because
My dice
when there
were
was an
bad.
episode where Key was like solo, and it seemed like he like needed to do like some self discovery.
Mhm.
You know, it was like
behind
gonna
the
go
scenes,
off on
that's because I
on
kept
her own.
missing sessions.
Yeah.
So
Well-
we need to get something there.
What ended up happening, you know, I'm comfortable just saying it, is we got to, God, what was that, episode 15? No, 14, and we had just killed the Bagman.
Yeah.
Spoilers. And Sam comes to me and says, I don't know that I have the time to continue with this. What do you want to do? And I said, well, let's set it up for Key to go on a journey of self-exploration away from the party. And then she can come back later and say, I figured things out. And then it started to shape up when we realized
I went to a wellness retreat and
I went to a wellness retreat.
I found the
This is
inner peace within.
And then I realized that I couldn't keep doing the story without adding something new or dynamic. And I didn't just want to let Key go off and then never see Key again. I like to wrap things up.
You need to do the Q&A.
And so Sam and I had a conversation where I was like, all right, we're just going to kill her. And we recorded the Isabelle de Mowbray scene episode right before. Like, I actually have the recording dates up right now. It was as we recorded Isabelle de Mowbray on May 16th, and then on May 18th,
Dear Lord.
we recorded the two scenes in the well where she died. Yeah, and so actually, before the first episode of Forgotten Paths was released, we knew that Key was dead. That was campaign
That's
2.
wild. That's wild. But I mean, like from an audience perspective, I mean, I have a bit more insight than most people just because I live in Sam's walls.
Yes.
You know,
It's true.
it's true. It's true. I'm right behind you, actually. You're welcome. You love me.
Austin, edit that in later.
No, don't.
But from like an audience perspective, without that knowledge, you know, knowing, I mean, we know, like, yes, Sam had to leave, but if you don't know that, it feels like a choice, like, because Key was like, don't pick me,
right?
You know,
yeah, she's not a pick me.
Pick the kid. She could be. She's hot, or was hot.
She's dead now.
She's dead now.
She's so
she's drop dead gorgeous is what she is. But it felt like a choice. Like there was agency within how you left, because you didn't have to say, let's just kill me. You could have really gone like, you know, actually do think I just want to send her off on an adventure. And like Noah would have made it work. Yeah. But like making the bold choice to be like, nah, use me for the plot.
Hashtag bold choices.
It was a gift. It was a true gift, and it was hard, but it was a gift. I remember I told Erin it was coming, and my wife, and she was just like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have to." Let me ask you this, Sam.
Darling,
wait, pause. I love that, Noah, you're still making sure that everybody knows Erin is your wife.
Yeah.
I haven't recorded with you since May last year. It's like, yes. It lives on.
It lives on.
I love Erin.
I love her so much.
I love her more.
No, I'm going to disagree with you on that one for once.
I love her a normal amount. I love her the medium amount.
Yeah, exactly. Sam, let me ask you this real quick. If you could redo any moment with Key, what would it be? What would you do?
I think it would be the first episode, that solo one that I had with you. Mm-hmm. I would not follow your line of story.
No, which is fine.
Because obviously, hindsight, I know what happens following the story. So now I'm just like, I'm going to play Baldur's Gate. Time to reload that save file and see what happens next. Like, how does the dialogue change?
Yeah.
So she wouldn't go to a warehouse, a boathouse or something?
The warehouse district. And you found a house where this mysterious woman was fighting a specter of death.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we also don't have more info on about, like, your intro, I feel like.
Weird.
Yeah. Like, out of all of them, Keys was insane. And then there's just we've just all moved on. I feel like. I mean, a lot has happened. So
He's really interesting. That's something I wish I could do is go into her backstory and her personality. But because she's so different than Kiri.
Yeah, she's incredibly different than Kiri.
She's so mysterious, and that is
that's what makes her hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Have y'all talked about the plague rats?
They've been mentioned, but not like fully.
No, they haven't really come up. I mean, they've come up in the episodes since. I will just say that.
I had to ask either Noah, you or Sam, like what a plague rat was, because you mentioned he's like, you notice this is one of the city's plague rats, and I was like, what's a plague rat?
Yeah, right.
Like I think I Googled plague rat, hoping I would find information, and it just was like,
it's made up.
Black Death, and I was like, no, that's not.
Is this what you were looking for?
The plague rats actually exist in Forgotten Realms lore. They are they are the followers of the goddess Talina.
It's a big word for Mo.
Yeah, and they were the followers of the goddess Talina in campaign 1 before they got subverted by people. So go listen to it. Y'all, I think we're coming to the end of the hour. Is there any questions, thoughts? I'm gonna put the GM screen down.
Yeah.
What questions? Do you guys have any questions for me? Real easy.
When can we get more gay shit?
Oh, I'm planning it. Don't worry. There will be gay shit in this show.
That was my question.
How many
as well.
guests do we have upcoming?
We're
aware of one, right? From the holiday special?
From the holiday special, one has been hinted.
Yes.
One has been hinted. Mainly because anyways. And then we have at least one other guest planned. Obviously Ed is in and out. You never know where Sir Nil's gonna pop up.
That man is the way Ed described that man. Can I just say I don't want to look upon him?
You never know where Sir Nil's gonna pop up.
You never know where Sir Nil.
You never know.
Every character that Ed makes.
Get out of my room. How the fuck did you get in here?
He's so talented.
I'll go.
Nil's also in the walls.
Well, I'll go.
I would do more recording with Ed if Ed wasn't so busy and also his technology was better.
And if he wasn't in England.
If he wasn't in England.
Yeah. We don't really we don't care for the Brits here.
Yes, we do.
We don't care.
We love the Brits. I got to hug Ed.
I know Danny listens. Danny, I love you.
We love you, Danny. But yeah, y'all. So okay.
I watch the BBC all the time.
I watch Great British Baking Show.
I watched Is There Life
Peppa
on Mars?
Pig.
Yeah.
Peppa Pig is the worst.
Actually, you should all be watching my Lord of the Rings TTRPG called The Fourth Age.
I was about to say.
Wow.
True.
A fourth age?
Yeah, we're 50 years after the Fourth.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It's actually
no, just gay shit. No, that's all.
Okay. I'll have gay shit. Okay, cool. Anything else? Go easy on me.
Bring Key back. Zombie.
Zombie.
Well, no, that would be weird because it was stated you got the last good one.
Oh no!
They're coming now. It's
on
wild.
her. She's a zombie.
Also, it was so sad to like how you'd be like, "Hey, here's a clear sign that death is wonky." Just a dude coming back to life, and it's clear he kind of doesn't want to. He's just like, "I got nowhere else to go," and I was like, "Damn, that's depressing." But you cannot stay here, Mister.
Oh my god, I hated that. Yeah. So,
I guess the one thing I would say is, what you've got is an omnidirectional mic. And so the more you face it and look at it to speak, the better it will sound.
Oh, yeah?
Austin is just begging for you to just make out with your mic, please.
What's my mic, Austin?
Oh,
I just got this one.
That's
How
good.
does it sound?
I think that's a good.
Really?
Condense it. Yeah.
I just switched from my AT2020 that I've had for 8 years.
AT2020, that is a good one.
Mine is super directional. I'm aware if I am away from it, I am in trouble.
Yep.
I have to eat my mic.
So I can be a little bit further away and it still picks up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's great.
Winners.
That's the one that Taffy has too, actually. I think Taffy has that exact mic.
There was one better than this one. Rode. Or Rody.
Rody. It's Rody mics.
Rody's not Rody.
Yeah.
I don't have a Rody. I'm sorry.
That's like the off-brand microphones, like RODY, Rody,
It's RODI.
or
God.
ROD, and
God.
then the E with an accent.
And they call it Roddy.
Rode.
Road.
Rode.
Actually, they just put a T at the end of road, then it's Rode.
Rode.
So as we wind down and talk about microphones, I will say, audience members, if you listen this far, you're dedicated. Real quick shout out to our two top contributors in our coffee, which is Kathy Chile. That's my mom.
I love you, Mom.
And James Williams. Thank you, my friend, as always. And then going forward, we're gonna have a new episode next week, which will be January 13th. Yeah, if I hope so. A couple of us will be at MagFest as well. So if you're going to be at MagFest, please say hello. And if you are looking, if you take away one thing, you're like, man, I really need to. I'm not going to listen to Erdy's last time on. I need to know one thing. What is the takeaway from the first part of campaign 2? Don't forget what the symbols were on that chest. If you don't remember anything else, just remember the symbols on that chest.
Should I say it right now?
Yeah, do you remember it?
There is a mask, there is a bag, and there is a card, and there is an orb.
Look at you! Look at you!
Thank you. I'm a listener. I listen.
Get a hug tomorrow.
It's actually a pair of masks, I will say.
Yeah, like you said, it was like theater masks.
Yeah, like theater masks.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for hopping on with me. I know it was also last minute for the scheduling. This is going to probably be on YouTube, so they're going to see our pretty faces.
Oh, they're going to watch me.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. But y'all,
Hi, Dad.
make sure you follow all these amazing, wonderful people. We'll make sure to link all their stuff in the show notes. We'll make sure to link Fourth Age as well and all that stuff, and Support Wounded Warrior Project. Good luck. Godspeed. May the Force be with you all.
Or your local video editor.
Did you say report?
Thank you for listening to Forgotten Paths, part of the May Contain Action Network. Our episodes release at least every other week on Monday mornings. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. You can support our podcast on Ko-fi, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter by visiting our link tree, which is included in the show notes. Finally, if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review. See you next time on Forgotten Paths.